All right, so 8.1b, number 14. This time we're talking about finding the geometric mean of two numbers. Now, remember, there are three ways that I could look at determining what the geometric mean of two numbers can be. Okay, so I could go for a over x is equal to x over b. And this a and b are the two numbers that I'm given. So that would be like my 24 and my 25. And then this x is going to be the geometric mean. Well, if I was to cross multiply these two things, I'd get this one. X squared is equal to a times b. And then if I want to simplify this a little bit further and just get just b, I take the square root of both sides of this, and I would get this middle one. X is equal to the square root of a times b, which is going to be the one we're going to use. It's just less work for us. So my a and my b are 24 times 25. So the way I'll first set this problem up is I'll say x is equal to the square root of 24 times 25. If I type that into my calculator, I'm going to get the square root of 600. And now from here, 600 is a pretty big number. So I figured that I can probably break this thing down and get my answer a little bit more simplified than just the square root of 600. So the way that I would go about doing this is if I don't know what numbers can divide 600, I'm going to look at my perfect squares. Okay, so 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, 100, and so on and so forth. And I'm going to see of that list of perfect squares, what's the biggest perfect square that can divide 600 evenly. So when I say dividing it evenly, means that you should not get a decimal in your answer when you divide it by a perfect square. So if I take 600, and I can divide it by a couple of these perfect squares, but the biggest one I'm going to find that'll divide it evenly is going to be 100. Okay, so I can rewrite the square root of 600 as the square root of 100 times 6. And then I can take this 100, and I know that 100 is the perfect square of 10. So I can take this 100 out of the square root and put a 10 in front. And since I can't break down this 6 anymore, it's just going to have to stay in there. So my answer is up at the top. X is going to be 10 root 6. Okay, so 10 root 6 is going to be the geometric mean of 24 and 25.